Hey guys, it's Heather. So June is PTSD Awareness Month, and since I do have unfortunately a diagnosis of PTSD, although I am not a doctor, I'll throw that disclaimer out right away, I do feel like I have a little bit that we can share in our little YouTube community about PTSD. Now, it's frustrating to have because it's really, really misunderstood. There's a lot of people that fear it. There's a common misconception that it belongs basically just in a demographic of military and ex-military. Media has kind of sensationalized it like they do everything else to be this, something goes boom, and next thing you know, you're in like full-on hands-on combat mode and destroying the place. And that's just simply not how it is. Even for soldiers. I mean, there may be a small fraction of a percentage of people that go through that in that way, but it just is probably one of the more frustrating. I work with somebody who seems to be afraid of PTSD, and you'd think in the demographic that this individual comes from, they'd understand it, but it's hard to argue with people that sincerely feel that they know their subject matter. But it's not a danger to the people around you. Basically, when you have PTSD, it usually comes from being in a traumatic or extremely stressful situation where there was a sense of hopeless or helplessness. Now, if there's something in that defense that's hardwired into yourself as a person, as a basically an animal, something about that hardwired feature in you that breaks. You end up with a lot of the hormones and chemicals and electrical pulses that would normally be a response to a fear-based stimuli. Like, you're perfectly safe, but oh my God, your mind is like something's trying to kill us and I gotta keep us safe. The fear-based reaction, your heart might slow down, that electrical pulse will change, your breathing could change, and your mind and your body is going to try and work off of memories that are there, be it emotional memories, physical memories, visual memories. Like, it's going to try and connect the dots in places that aren't really related, but there's something here that triggered it. So some of us can pick out triggers. For me, I know being around men who are mad. Other things kind of, I'm scared, I want to run away. There's a lot of things that I don't know what the triggers are, but, it'll come out of nowhere. You just have that sense of fear and dread. And it can cause panic disorders. You end up with this, how somebody jumps out from behind a door and they scare you. And for a lot of people, it's like, oh my God, it's just you, and that is not funny, even though you're laughing. That's not funny. And you have to calm down. You're perfectly safe and you're laughing and it's a good time and your heart's still racing. You still need that moment to just kind of like woosah. And for some of us, that feeling never goes away. There's panic, there's nightmares, there's flashbacks, there's oh my God, disorientation, lack of focus, the cognitive issues. your problem. What the heck is wrong with you? Like, we completely understand. And if we could, like, tell our heads to stop doing this shit, we totally would. We would. But we can't control it. You know, there's part of your brain that is not functioning properly anymore. I think there's something in the frontal lobe that's affected. All the stress and relaxation and serotonin and cortisol and all that's messed up. And if we could tell it and we could reason with these things, it would not be a problem. We would not be having this conversation, because I have tried everything. Lord have mercy, I fired a doctor because 4 people out of his office, when I went in there to try and find help, kept telling me bull crap, like, go for a walk, get some sunshine, do some exercise, like, read, make some you time, this and that and whatever. I'm telling you guys, I have done it all. I have done, you know, meditation and essential oils, resting, relaxation, walks, vacations, like, me time, all of it. Change jobs, like, none of it. No, if you need help, don't let someone tell you it's in your head. Do not let somebody tell you that. Do not let them brush you off. Before I found my doctor now, and I love her. She's awesome. She's not my behavioral health doctor, but we talk about the symptoms and the medications and everything, and she's hearing me out. I called counselor after counselor after counselor. Are you taking patients? Left message after message. And it was hard, because anxiety makes doing things and speaking up for yourself and advocating for yourself hard. Do it. It is totally worth it, I promise. But I called counselor after counselor, and are you taking patients? And if not, do you know somebody who is? Can you give me a referral? Do it. Advocate for yourself. It's hard, but it is definitely worth it. I got in with the counselor. She referred me to a behavioral health doctor right away, so I can get on medication, because by the time I finally found help that would actually listen to me, my symptoms were so severe that there was no other way around it. I'm on medication. I'm not ashamed to admit it. And as much as people want to call it hogwash, no, it helps. There are things that you cannot help going on in your mind, and you need therapy, you need the medication, you need something to help you cope, because it does get better. It might not ever be what you wanted it to be. Like the XJWs, you know that there's some ways you may never get what we had back, and it's terrible, and it sucks, and it's hard to deal with. There's days where it's still hard to deal with, but it gets better. You can do things to make this life the best that it can be, in spite of what's going on. It's definitely worth it. And I'll pin a few comments with, you know, hotlines and stuff to help out. But yeah, PTSD Awareness Month. It's no joke. I know some of you know it. If not, we appreciate your understanding and your patience. Let me tell you, we really, really appreciate you, and we love you, and thank you. And I'll talk to you guys later.